So today we're going to be making chocolate ganache and buttercream cupcakes. So I'm starting off by creating a bag out of a triangle. These are parchment paper triangles that you can buy pre-made at the store, or you can also make your own out of parchment paper. Be sure to check out the page later. I will be doing a tutorial on how to make these yourself to save a little money, but these right here are pre-made that I can add my buttercream into, so that way I can pipe my cupcakes. So once you've added your buttercream, you're going to fold it down so that way your filling will not ooze out of the top. I cut my end to the desired size and I start filling my cupcakes with the buttercream. So now that my cupcakes are filled, I'm just stirring up the chocolate ganache that I pre-made. I'm going to dip them into the ganache, shake it out a little bit so it can get a little smooth. You can do it that way, or you can use your spatula to add the chocolate ganache to the top of the cupcakes. You can use it as thick or as thin as you like. I like to have a nice even amount and make it as smooth as possible. The same thing with the next one. You can dab that on right on top, smooth it out evenly, and on to the next. And here you have the finished product. So I have some pre-made flowers that I'm using for decoration. These flowers are made of gum paste and they are considered edible, but they are very hard. So I would not suggest to eat them, but they are edible materials. These work perfectly with ganache cupcakes because with the flat icing, they'll just stick right to them. So now I'm going to use the remainder of the chocolate ganache that I used previously as a top icing. I'm going to use this as a filling for my chocolate cupcakes this time. So I just created another parchment paper triangle, and I'm filling it up with the ganache. I'm going to roll it over so it seals it in tight so that it won't ooze out at the top. Now there are other methods. I prefer this one because you don't lose cupcake by coring out all of your cupcake material. So now that I have my filling in there, again, I'm just picking my cupcakes up and putting the chocolate ganache filling into each cupcake. It's pretty simple. You just squirt a little. Your cupcake will start to inflate because you know you don't want to overfill them because it'll make your cupcakes unsturdy. And those are all done. So now I'm just making some little number 44s out of fondant. I'm just taking a little of white fondant, rolling it out, making sure it's smooth. And I'm using the number 4 cutter. I think I'm going to use this bigger one to create the number 44 as cupcake toppers. So now that I have these number 44s cut out, I'm just cleaning them up with my little X-Acto knife. Just making sure there's no frayed edges around so that it just gives your cupcakes a little crisper look. So you don't have to do this, but with the plastic cutter, sometimes it may not cut completely through. So there's your number 4, and you just keep going until you got them all cut out. So now that we successfully cut out all our fondant number 4s, I'm just creating another triangle. This time I'm going to use it with a piping tip. So the same concept of creating the triangle. This time I'm going to add my tip at the bottom of the triangle as I would a plastic bag. And the tip I'm using today, I believe, is 1M. So you just place the tip in there, and then you're going to cut the ends so that the tip can slightly fall down. You want to make sure that the end is out all the way so that your swirls, when you start to make your cupcake design, look complete. So I'm just filling this up with some chocolate buttercream icing. So you don't have to use this, but again, this is another option in case you don't have the plastic bags, or if you just rather not clean up a mess and these are disposable and they just throw right away. So once I get these filled up, I'm going to pack down the bottom so that way I won't ooze out icing, and then we're ready to go. So with my cupcake, I'm just doing a simple swirl. I'm going to cover the whole cupcake in the center where I filled the cupcake so that you cannot see it. So this is just a simple piping swirl. So you just take the cupcake, swirl it straight around, and pull back up. Very simple. So now that we have our buttercream cupcakes iced, I'm just placing the previously made fondant number 44s on the front of the buttercream, and then just using some more of those flowers that I use on the other ganache cupcakes, just to decorate it a little bit. So now you have the finished product of both the chocolate ganache ice cupcakes and the chocolate buttercream cupcakes topped with flowers and fondant number 44s. I have placed them in the refrigerator so they can seal it in, but after sitting out for a little bit, they'll be a nice bite and easy to eat cupcake. Please like and hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell so you'll know when we post again. Thank you again.